Good morning. Welcome to the second meeting of the 2006 session of the House Standing Committee on Veterans, Military Affairs, and Public Protections. Just some reminders, please silence your phone at this time. If you're interested in testifying, please use the sign-in sheet at the podium by the door. Testimony is within the chair's discretion based on time constraints and information already presented. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Blanton.
Present.
Representative Bratcher.
Present.
Representative Camille.
Here.
Representative Dossett.
Present.
Representative Freeland. Representative Fugit.
Here.
Representative Gooch.
Here.
Representative Hart.
Here.
Representative Johnson.
Here.
Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative Maddox.
Yes.
Representative Massaroni.
Here.
Representative Moore.
Here.
Representative Proctor. Representative Roberts. Representative Sharp.
Present.
Representative Tackett Lafferty. Representative Thomas.
Present.
Representative Wesley.
Here.
Chair McCool.
Here.
Oh, we have two bills considered today. First one is House Bill 369. Representative Sharp, would you go forth and introduce and bring anybody who need you? Bring forward and introduce yourself and your guest.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Representative Scott Sharp of the 100th District, and today we're going to be talking about House Bill 369. And what this does is it adds post-traumatic stress disorder to a 2018 bill. And with that, I'm going to let my friends here introduce themselves.
I'm Eunice Ray, and I'm a co-founder of HBOT4KY Vets.
Eric Kalita, 10-year Air Force veteran, co-founder of HBOT4KY Vets.
Okay, and as I was saying, that this bill is what it does to an existing law is add post-traumatic stress disorder. And with that, I am going to let Eric talk about how it affects, how it treats post-traumatic stress disorder.
I'm going to defer to my sister-in-law briefly. The 2018 bill we had enacted was named after my late brother-in-law, Eunice's husband, and he was a Vietnam vet, and I'm going to let her speak a little bit about his PTSD symptoms that he came back from Vietnam with.
Morning. I hardly know where to start with this. When Ron got back from Vietnam, he was like most veterans of that era, post-World War II. You just stuff all that happened in a bag and go on with life. And he did that, and about 60 years old, he went to law school, practiced, and he was forever changed by his battle experience, which, you know, he came home with 2 Silver Stars, a Purple Heart. He'd even called in fire on his own position. which led to traumatic brain injury and PTSD. And I know that because he was diagnosed at the Amen Clinic in Atlanta. And they said, we see these. I mean, I was shocked. It's 50 years later, and he has these diagnoses. And they said, yeah, we see this all the time. I'm like, who knew that? Who knew that this was even a possibility? Ron had a very hard time as his cognitive decline continued for 8 years, and there were times I had him do hyperbaric oxygen because that was recommended by the clinic. So I came home and thought, well, surely we're going to be able to just take these prescriptions and get that done. It didn't happen. They would not allow him the treatment because he didn't have the right diagnosis. I said, well, he's a hero. How about that? I mean, I'm pretty hot by now. And but anyway, my job was caregiver, and it was my privilege to take care of him as he declined. And I know that I had to travel to Tampa, Florida, and to Panama City, Panama, to get treatment for him in a hyperbaric chamber. And I would have done anything to make his situation better. And because of the hyperbaric, his anxiety was less. He became less, he could act out and become violent. And not in any terrible way, but it was difficult. And after those treatments, he was a much calmer, much more able to manage what I'm sure for him was a horrible situation. And so I come today with my brother-in-law, who's made it possible for so many others to be treated as a caregiver, to say, we are happy to take care of our heroes no matter when they come home and in whatever shape they come home. But we ought to be able to get them the kind of treatment they need for PTSD, which are literally wounds. It's not just that you need a dog or you need a horse. These are literally wounds, and as is traumatic brain injury. And these wounds can be remediated, restored, and changes happen in their lives. So that's my position, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But
Motion
Eric is
on
the
the
one.
bill.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
We done?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to make any other comments real quick?
I do. I've got a couple here. Historically, it's viewed PTSD as psychological injury to the vets based on what they experienced during combat. In 2018, Dr. Daniel Pearl, who's at MD with the Uniformed Services at Bethesda Medical Hospital, did 2 60-minute interviews, and on those interviews, they gave conclusive evidence that veterans exposed to blast waves is causing PTSD in the brain. There's actual brain matter that's being chemically impacted with their experience. And that was the first time, I think, that medically we've been able to prove that it's not just psychologically. There's an actual physical wound that's occurring to the brain. The VA has been widely published in news articles. They've been misdiagnosing these vets that have TBI as only PTSD. There's a complex overlapping of symptoms. About 50% of PTSD, TBI symptoms overlap one another, so it's very easily to be misdiagnosed, and that's what has occurred. In 2007 to 15, it was reported 25,000 vets had been misdiagnosed in the VA system, and then in 2023, the Toma VA scandal, there was another 650 vets that had been misdiagnosed, had TBI, diagnosed at PTSD only. So those are two of the biggest, but there's been numerous articles published in Military Times and other publications across the country. We've completed 28 medical clinical trials since 2007. 8 of those were focused on PTSD vets. The results are resounding. 8 trials, 393 subjects, 40 to 60 HBOT treatments. 3 of those studies had brain imaging accomplished with those. And the results were hyperbaric oxygen therapy is safe, biologically active, dose-responsive treatment that produces statistically and clinically meaningful improvements in PTSD, including a treatment-resistant PTSD. So those are 8 clinical trials we have on the record, been published, peer-reviewed. And then our own experience here in the last 2.5 years with state funding and treating vets all over the state, we've seen resounding, demonstrated remarkable improvement in reduced TBI PTSD symptoms, better TBI PTSD cognitive function, and elimination of suicide ideation. I probably have had 20 vets come into the program with suicide ideation. When they completed treatments, it was gone. 64% of the vets we've treated are either back to school or back to work full-time or part-time. 73% of vets that are diagnosed with TBI also have PTSD. So it's not a separate whether you either have PTSD or you have TBI. All these vets that have been through combat, vast majority have both. So they're not separated. We're asking to continue this treatment program, not only for TBI vets, but for PTSD vets. I have about 12 on the wait list, diagnosed PTSD only. I've interviewed every one of them and their spouses. All of them have TBI, just based on the symptoms that they're going through. And then we're asking to extend the existing funding that was provided in 2024, extend that out to 2028. Not any additional new funding, just retain the existing funding, let us use that and continue treating vets in the state. And with that, I get back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your testimony and your service. We have a couple of questions. Representative Camille?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you all for coming today. I was doing a little bit of research on this before the meeting today, and I want to clarify. So the bill does not require health plans to cover hyperbaric oxygen therapy, right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Is there any movement by the FDA to approve this so that it would be covered by insurance plans? It sounds like the trials have been successful.
Yes, we're the governing body for hyperbaric medicine is UHMS, and we submitted last year. We missed it by 1 vote. FDA typically requires UHMS approval before they're going to put it on label. We're going back in again this year, resubmit to try and get that approved. And while that's going on, we've got 4 bills in the U.S. Congress, 2 in the House, 2 in the Senate. Congressman Murphy out of North Carolina's got a bill that's been through the Health Committee. It's passed. It's gone back to full committee. The chairman of the House Veteran Affairs Committee has requested the Congressional Budget Office to put together a proposal for treating 6,000 vets all over the U.S. at a cost of $158 million. That's going to be a separate bill that will accompany the HBOT for TBI PTSD vets, and we're hoping this year that both of those are going to get passed.
Thank you. May I ask just one more question? Oh, thank you. Other states I saw have funds that are set up to help veterans to cover the cost of this therapy because it is not cheap. Do we have a fund like that set up in Kentucky?
House Bill 1 was passed in 2024, and this body provided us $1.5 million in treatment funds, testing and treatment funds. We have 13 states that we've legislated in. This is not something new. I've got 10 states I'm working with right now, over and above the 13 that have legislated. Out of the 13, 7 have funded over $33 million in appropriated funds for treating vets all over the U.S. Florida is leading the charge, $28 million over a 5-year pilot program where they're treating vets.
Wonderful. Thank you, and thank you all for your service.
Okay.
Thank you, Representative Dossett.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you very much for your presentation. I think it's important for us to remember and think of the fact that not only is the veteran experiencing the issues with PTSD, but also the spouse and the family members. That's something that goes through that entire family. I was just thinking when my dad passed away, he was a World War II veteran, and a conversation I was having with my two older brothers. I was the baby of the family. And it was reminded of the fact that on Daddy's chair arm and in all the vehicles there was a paper bag. And it didn't dawn on me, but they reminded me it was there because he would sometimes hyperventilate. So he experienced those, and then they shared with me some of the things that my mother did to help him calm down and kind of gather himself together. So I want to thank you for coming and sharing your story, and I'm more than happy to be able to cast a vote yes on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've heard no more questions. We have a motion and a second. Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Blanton. Representative Bratcher. Representative Camuel.
Yes.
Representative Dossett.
Yes.
Representative Freeland. Representative Fugit.
Yes.
Representative Gooch.
Yes.
Representative Hart. Representative Johnson.
Yes.
Representative Lewis.
Yes.
Representative Maddox. Representative Massaroni.
Yes.
Representative Moore.
Yes.
Representative Proctor.
Yes.
Representative Roberts. Representative Sharp.
Aye.
Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Yes.
Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Representative Wesley.
Yes, permission to explain my vote, sir. I would like to say, first, I'd like to thank Representative Sharp for this bill. I've been in this. I've been in the chamber, and I can testify to this committee and to those that's here. It helped me in a lot of ways. Now, there are some issues with my legs that some people on the committee knows I have a couple holes in my legs. That didn't help my legs, but with other problems it did. And so I just want to thank you so much for this. It's desperately needed for our veterans, and appreciate the time. Thank you, sir.
Representative Hart.
Yes.
Representative Maddox.
Yes.
Chair McCool.
Chair votes yes. House Bill 369 passes with favorable expression. That should do the same in the House floor. Thank you very much for your testimony, and thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Chair. Thank you, committee.
Our next bill is House Bill 419. With those who are represented, please come forward. Please introduce yourself and begin.
Thank
There
you,
is a committee sub on this one.
There is.
Motion and second on committee sub. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Committee sub passed. Please go forward. Introduce yourself and begin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Suzanne Miles. I'm State Representative of the 7th District, and I'll let my other two guests introduce themselves.
I'm Bruce Roberts. I'm the Executive Director of the Kentucky Fire Commission.
Chris Crumrine, Chief Government Affairs Officer for the Kentucky Community and Technical College System.
Thank you for having us today, and thank each of the members for being here today. I'll start off with, there's basically three parts to this piece of legislation, and this was brought to me by Dr. Quarles and the Kentucky Community and Technical College School, and also Bruce. They came, and this is something that they have requested. There's three parts to it. It increases the commission from 14 people to 18 people. It also has an element in there of the administrative costs that go along with housing the Kentucky Fire Commission under the KCTCS program. And then it also adds an opportunity for out-of-pocket expenses for the cancer screenings for our volunteer and our paid firefighters. And so that was with the additional, that would be with the excess funds of the funds that are already available for the inoculations and things like that. So I will turn it over to each one of these gentlemen. I'll start off with Chris so that he can explain what the administrative side and what that recommendation was from.
Thank you very much, Chairwoman Miles and Chairman McCool, and the opportunity to talk today about House Bill 419. During the summer, the Kentucky Fire Commission underwent an audit by the Legislative Research Commission, and from that audit, they recommended clarifying the statutory 5% administrative fee that KCTCS collects for its administrative responsibilities for the Fire Commission. The language that's included in 419 clarifies that 5% is collectively applicable to all of the funds rather than 5% for each individual fund. And that was a request from that audit.
Now I will turn it over to Bruce so he can explain how important it is for this opportunity to expand this board.
Well, currently we have 4 members, excuse me, that sit on our board. The president of KCTCS and the presidents of the 3 firefighter organizations, which currently, right now, they don't have a vote. And so this would give them the opportunity to have a vote and have a say when they attend the Fire Commission board members. And they are the leaders of the fire service and plus the leader of the college. So I think this would be a great extension to the fire service and give them the opportunity to have a vote and a say at our board meetings.
Motion on the bill.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any other comments or?
The only additional comment I would have would be we do also have some more firefighters in the back of the room joining us today, so I want to thank them also for being here.
Thank you. I think we have one question from Representative Moore, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Simple question. Bottom of page 3, top of page 4, when we were kind of striking out some of the old structure of the board, there was an intentional staggering of the board members before, and based on my reading of it, there's no longer an intentional staggering of those. Is that something that's intended to carry on, or is that now up to the will of the board itself? How's that going to work?
I'm going to let Bruce explain why the staggering was needed whenever it was originally started.
Yeah, the
I'll let him go
board,
from
well,
there.
basically, the board's appointed by the governor, and at that time, they always had staggered terms because we didn't want everybody to end at one time. So I think it was 4 years ago when they redid the whole makeup of the board, the governor put in all the staggering terms and stuff, yes. So hopefully we'll keep it like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. No other questions? Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Blanton. Aye. Representative Bratcher. Yes. Representative Camuel.
Yes.
Representative Dossett.
Yes.
Representative Freeland.
Yes, and can I record my attendance too?
Representative Fugit.
Yes.
Representative Gooch.
Yes.
Representative Hart.
Yes.
Representative Johnson.
Yes.
Representative Lewis. Yes. Representative Maddox.
Yes.
Representative Massaroni. Yes. Representative Moore.
Yes.
Representative Proctor. Yes. Representative Sharp.
Aye.
Representative Tackett Lafferty. Yes. Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Representative Wesley.
Yes.
Chair McCool.
Chair votes yes. House Bill 419 as amended by Committee Sub 1 passes with favorable expression. Should do the same on the House floor. Thank you very much for your time and your
Thank you,
testimony.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
And thank you, members.
Representative Freeland.
Mr. Chairman, can I record a yes vote for House Bill 369?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. We have representatives from USA Cares. Would they please come forth? Please introduce yourself and tell us some great news that's happening.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for having us today. My name is Matt Castor. I'm President and CEO of USA Cares.
My name is Jim Locke. I'm Vice President for Government and Corporate Relations.
Good morning. My name is Angela Chatou. I am the Program Manager at USA Cares.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, we appreciate you having us here today. We're excited to share with you a little update since the last budget cycle of the progress we've made with the state funding that you provided, some of the families that we're able to help, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Just to give a brief overview to those who may not be as familiar with USA Cares, we're an organization that started in Radcliffe in 2003, right after the surge back into Iraq. And we started as an organization that was helping wounded military members coming back from combat. Fast forward now 23 years later, a lot of what we do is helping with military transition. We help with families who are battling issues like post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, not with the treatments, but with getting on with their lives. So what we do is when they find themselves in a situation where they're in a financial crisis, in danger of being evicted from their homes, they can't make their rent payment, can't make their car payment, utility payments, those types of things. USA Cares will step in if they qualify, and they will start making those payments on their behalf. They do not have to repay these. These are grants. These are not loans. And we're excited to do that. And in that process, we feel that we're eliminating factors that can often lead to veteran suicide. Because when they're in these situations and they're in danger of being removed from their home, or the family's in danger of breaking up, it's often that pivotal point when someone is pushed over the edge. Our programs, as you can see on the screen, are pretty straightforward. Our main program is our Military Assistance Response Program, or MARP, and that is the program I just described, where we'll step in and make those payments to assist these men and women from all branches. We also do career transition assistance. We work closely with Fort Knox and help senior leaders, particularly coming out of the military, who are trying to transition into a civilian career. We match them up with a civilian employer. They go through a fellowship program to familiarize themselves with what that looks like, and they get together at the end of every week, have discussions among themselves of what they're seeing and what they're going through. And it's been a tremendously successful program. And then we have other programs such as a military housing specialist course. We work with mortgage companies to make them familiar with the intricacies of loans to veterans. And then we're launching a new program right now, which isn't listed, but it's in conjunction with the University of Louisville. And that will be a mental health assessment. So it's a post-assistance program. So once we've helped the veteran and we've got them stabilized back up on their feet, this program will assess their mental state and help us direct them to the best form of treatment that they'll need next.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Committee members, thank you for allowing us time this morning to come talk with you. Chart there in front of you kind of shows what can happen to a veteran as they're transitioning out, or a service member as they're transitioning off of active duty. That blue line up the top there, that was me about 18 months ago. I came out after 30 years. This doesn't impact or happen to all veterans, but it can happen to a significant number where they exit service and they find difficulty finding employment, get behind their bills, face eviction and foreclosure. Those can lead to some of those suicide risk factors down the red line below. Our job there at USA Cares is to try to break that cycle before that happens, where we hit that blue square down there. So that's where we are right now. And if I can go to the next chart. We don't spend any money on advertising at USA Cares. So how do we get our clients? We get our clients from a variety of different sources, all over the state and all over the country. The organizations you see there with the asterisks next to their names, Military One Source, the Red Cross, United Way, Veterans Administration, Volunteers of America, they all receive federal funding. Majority of those that come to us do not come with funds to assist with those referrals to us. The Disabled American Veterans does provide us some funds. So those are the places that we receive our referrals from around the country.
So the last budget cycle, we were awarded $2 million, $1 million a year for each year in the budget cycle. And I wanted to give you an update on where we stand with that. So having just received our last payment from that cycle, to date we're right on track, and we are scheduled to be, or projected to finish, the 2-year term at just over $2 million. So we will have used every bit of the money that you all provided and slightly more. And the exciting thing is with this is that, I mean, this is truly life-changing. This isn't just we made a payment or two for somebody and they're appreciative and they move on. in many cases, these were people who were going to live in their car. These are people who were living in long-term hotels. We had one gentleman who was living in a tent. These are people who served 20 plus years in the military, and to see them living in a park is pretty heartbreaking. This is transformative, and this is giving hope. This is giving hope and encouragement to these families and letting them know, just like our name says, I mean, it lets them know that somebody cares about them. We're still here for them, and we haven't forgotten about them. So the funds, as of the December, we had received $1.5 million. We've now received the full $2 million. But the run rate, we'd spent $1.493 million on these programs. We were allotted up to 10% for administrative use. We used just over 3% for the administrative, trying really hard to funnel as close to 100% of these funds towards the programs as possible.
Thank you, Chairman and Committee Board. So this is just a pie chart showing in the past 18 months how we have used the funds for the request. These are assistance that were requested by the clients. As you can see, housing was the #1 payout. That included home repair, emergency essential home repair, emergency lodging, as well as rent and mortgage. And as you can see, auto is right behind that. A lot of people wonder why auto was such a large amount, but this includes repairs, essential repairs, and the loan payments and insurance. One of the reasons why our clients ask for the auto assistance is because they're homeless, and this is the only way that they can stay warm or go back and forth to a job that they're just trying to get. So auto has become a basic need for them in order to survive. So we also see the utilities as well. You can go to the next slide. And this is just a little breakdown. Out of the 18 months that we assisted, we did help 364 families, which included over 500 dependents, 308 housing assistance payments. That's just to prevent a foreclosure or eviction. And also 283 auto payments, whether it was for a repair, the insurance or loan, and of course the 267 utility payments to avoid any type of disconnection. And this is just an example of how we serve our veterans that come to us. This veteran was a full-time employee air traffic controller, but unfortunately, due to no fault of their own, had to leave their job due to a domestic violence situation. They had the police involved. There was an emergency protective order, but they had to relocate to a whole different city and was in temporary housing secured by a domestic violence shelter. And they reached out to us because they were just trying to get assistance moving into their new home. So we were able to help them with transitioning into their new housing and provide some food assistance in the meantime.
So our request this budget cycle is the same as the last. We're asking to continue this program on at the same rate, $1 million a year for each year of the 2-year budget, because we've seen that it works. We've been able to work with many of you, with your constituents who need help. We work quickly. Often we can take care of a situation in less than 48 hours, and we do it very efficiently. Many of the average request is just over $4,000. And we're right here. These are our neighbors. These are our friends. These are our family members that we're taking care of. And we want to continue to do that. As we see situations like government shutdowns, snowstorms, all these situations, everything we've described to you is normal day to day. Throw those situations in, and it just exacerbates the problem. So this is working. We are so thankful that all of you would invest in this program and make a difference, and we ask that you continue that on. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your service. I can personally tell you how valuable this is. I mean, as someone who actually lived out of the car and eat mustard sandwiches. I would like to have this service back in that day. So thank you for your service and for those who are involved today. We do have 3 comments or questions.
Yes.
Representative Massaroni.
Hi, thank you. I want to thank you for all you guys do. I know you do a wonderful job. My question is, what's kind of a comment. I see that the KDVA gives the most referrals, and we fund the KDVA for homeless and housing and employment opportunities. Why are they referring people to you guys when we fund them as well to take care of those issues?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it's a cooperative effort. I think, they oversee this program for us as far as the payments and those types of things. And I think if they see that there's something that is a situation that needs to be handled very quickly, if it's a very urgent situation, I don't know their program as well and how long it takes to respond, but it's typically going to be because of that rapid response. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you. Representative Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Castor, you and your team are doing a great service, and I can't say how much I appreciate that as an active duty retiree. I do know that in the last session there were some, let's call them coordination issues with KDVA, and I want to make sure that those got worked out and there are no problems at all.
Yes, sir. So it was a very rocky start, to answer your question. We went through 9 revisions of an agreement to get to a point where we could get starting. So that was a rocky start. But I'm pleased to say that since that time, we really haven't had any issues. We've had good communication. They've been quick to respond. We really haven't seen any more issues since that time.
Okay. If it pops up again, I would expect that you would let us know as soon as it does.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And Representative Bratcher.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to say thank you. I know that we had numerous National Guard members that were deployed for state active duty during the flooding, and some of their homes were destroyed, but they were out helping others with their homes and their situation. So I know you stepped in, your organization stepped in and helped those National Guard members, over 20 of them that were displaced, that were in helping with the flooding. But I did have one comment. My esteemed colleague from District 50 already brought to light was that we actually fund $125 million that goes to KDVA. So I'm just shocked that you would have that many references or that many referrals to you all from KDVA that they're not be able to handle those in-house. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And again, thank you for your presentation and your work and your service. No other questions or anything? We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
As in a way of announcements, Military Kids Day is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Please contact Donna Holliday if you have with any questions. No other representative.
I'd like to just, Mr. Chair, I'd like to just welcome a visitor here, Kevin Williams. Appreciate all his work that he does. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No other business. We are adjourned.